What's going on? And welcome back to the Ray Chat podcast. This is episode 6. We're talking about Game of Thrones. We skipped episode 2 of this season, but we're on episode 3, which has been by far, me personally, I think, the best episode.
Day, can you your light is kind of bright, to be honest, on the yeah.
Such a weird critique.
Because it might, you know, like, I don't know.
I'll go.
It looks really bright.
This perfect lighting. Do this. It's hard to achieve this.
Nah, wait, Norman looks like the episode now.
If Gabe didn't bring it up, someone in the comments would have. So good job, Gabe.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Where was I after fixing the
Game of Thrones.
Episode 3, season 8. I think it was the best episode of the series, even.
Probably the most cinematically impressive episode of any TV
show. Oh, cinematic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just think of the image of when the dragons flew above the clouds.
With the moon, right?
Yeah, I was like, that was probably hundreds of thousands of dollars to create these shots.
Yeah.
So much fucking money.
Another good shot.
We
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, when Bran, I don't know why Bran was the birds, but it was him, like, on the birds, and they were just flying through the battlefield, and it just gave you, like, a full-on, like, view. Like, a literal bird's-eye view of the whole battlefield.
Yeah. Like, they've done that before, the birds, but with so much things happening, like, it was so crazy, bro.
The Melisandre thing, where she walked off, and it was, like, the sun was rising over, like, the snowy mountains, and, like, the dead bodies, that one little bit of flame that was still going.
Oh yeah.
This whole episode, I was getting some Dark Soul vibes. I really was.
Yeah.
This shit was like epic as fuck.
All right. Let's go chronologically, kind of, because there's a lot, bro. There's a lot.
So much stuff happened this episode.
What's it called?
Okay.
What does it start off with?
When you go in, you're still in. It's like a little bit of prep. Like, you still get like that last.
Yeah. First part,
last
there's
prep.
10 minutes of solid, like, almost silent, like, build up.
Yeah.
Everyone's just preparing,
showing faces, like, showing the faces of the soldiers, just, like, so scared, and, like, the armies, right, and just, like,
it's like it was made. Like, the writers knew, like, this episode was gonna get hyped up. So, like, you just see like everything building up until this moment, and, like, no one's even talking at this point.
Yeah. Like, it was basically silent.
No one talks until Melisandre comes in. Really. Like, she's the one that kind of breaks the ice and says something.
Yeah.
Oh my god! The best part, like, from, like, a writing perspective, and how they shot it, was, like, the fact that there was this, like, their light, since it was the middle of the night, like, the lights of all their fire and stuff was only going so far, and that was just straight, like, shrouded in black, like, you couldn't
you couldn't see anything.
Like, when the Dothraki, like, ran straight towards them, and you see the giant, you're like, holy fuck.
That was like
it really makes you feel like the terror that they're trying to inspire. That, like, there's so many, and they just like, the whole strategy is, like, they just throw themselves. Like,
no, and that's what I love. Like, they show Melisandre coming in, she lights the fires, which is pretty badass, like the flaming swords, and then the Dothraki go in, you see Jorah going in, you see Ghost even, like, in the shower.
Yeah, you see Ghost,
and you get so pumped. It's like, oh, they're taking the offensive. This is gonna be a real fight, and then you just see each tiny light
just
go out,
fade away.
Oh my god!
It was literally a fight between light and darkness.
It was literally like the hope was just slowly disappearing, like, and then there was the last one that went out, and it just shows everyone's face, like, holy shit. The horse runs back.
And, like, it hits you, and you're like, oh my god, because, like, they're probably, like, they might not win this, and then you see the army running at them, and there is such an absurd amount of,
like, they just overwhelm everyone, and you see that the characters in the front lines just.
And it built off, like,
they just crawl over them and, like, hit them and crawl over each other.
Because it was so, like, it was so pitch black dark. Like, you couldn't see anything once, like, the people with the swords died, you know, with the fire swords. and then you just see them lunging from the darkness. Like it literally had horror vibes in the beginning of that.
I was so
episode.
scared.
That was probably one of my favorite parts of the episode. Just like
Yeah.
the build up, and then when they finally attack, it's just like they come like out of the darkness to like into the light, and they just like before they even hit them, it's like a wave. Like you
Yeah.
see them already like climbing on top of each other, and then they just hit them.
hmm And bro, I love like this is kind of a little thing, but like I love how they show personality within each like kind of army group. So the Dothraki go first because they're wild, bro. Like they'll go in, take the offensive. They're all really hyping. They get yeeted, obviously, but then they show like the wildlings, which are kind of like they're brave, but they're not coordinated. So they're just like going around doing whatever. And then you see the Unsullied just holding their ground with the spears.
front line.
They don't back out. They don't break formation, and they're like following Grey
They
Worm.
had this almost like what's it called, like almost like a shield wall kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they all line up with the spears.
Everyone
And
was
it's just-
retreating,
Dude.
and the Unsullied were literally like, "Oh, protect the retreat."
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
They did that to protect
And they-
Melisandre
Dude.
too.
Mhm.
The people and the front lines of the insult, like they're just slowly getting killed. Like it's not. They really try to make it seem like an episode that like, yeah, like your favorite characters, like they're killing you. They just like they're fucking them up, but it's just like there's so like there's probably a few thousand of them, and there's 100,000 plus
Yeah.
of the. It's not even feasible. Like
Yeah. If what happened didn't happen, then they would have died. But
they
like,
would have. They would have.
They did a good job of like making me think Grey Worm was gonna die because
Yeah.
They did.
I was
They
I was
did.
waiting for it.
So many camera shots of just his face, and then
Yeah.
it would pan to people dying, and then his face, and then like how the little barrier wouldn't light on fire. I thought he was going to sacrifice himself somehow to
No,
like
He,
get it lit
he
up.
got
No.
the most screen time.
No, but
Like, I
low
think-
key, Grey Worm's a genius, bro. Because low key, you see that happening, and then you see like a cut of like Melisandre, and I'm guessing that he saw Melisandre and thought like, oh, like she's gonna like help us do this. So that's why you see like the Unsullied.
All the Sully protector.
He ordered
Yeah.
them like, hey, let's get Melisandre to do this. So
they
Grey Worm, low key, like,
they tied in so like all that shit that people were saying about the first episode, where like every reunion was rushed, like everything, like all the reunions like came together even better in the second episode, and then through the third episode, you really get like a real kind of like resolution, like the Hound and Arya have their thing where they're running away. Oh my god, Arya's like stealth scene.
dude, it was.
I was like, is this Sekiro? I was like, is this
I was
Sekiro?
so
Outside Twice?
tense. I was so tense throughout all
Right.
of that, bro.
Dude, she was really trying to get those stealth. She was trying to get those death blows. I was really
Like,
I
I don't usually
I was-
get tense during those scenes because I
Yeah.
know, like, but that was like,
She definitely had like some of the best scenes in that episode, and it's so good because like that is how you make like a strong female character. Like everyone was like on the edge of their seats for her, and
she's a really
she
good
did
actress,
work.
too.
She told Sansa to go hide, and she's like don't, and she stayed out to fight. So it was really
Dude, she killed so many White Walkers with the spears and stuff, and she was
Yeah.
pulling off the best moves. Arya was the main character of
Yeah.
this episode.
Oh,
Tell me
my
I'm
Did
God.
you guys watch the director thing? The directors or the?
The inside the episode, I did actually. I saw it afterwards.
I watched it. You remember when they were talking about how like you see Arya, she's just chopping it up, but as soon as she gets like hit and knocks her head against the wall, like
Mhm.
she has that face of like
Oh,
she almost like breaks the mold of like her like badass persona that she's like
Mhm.
built
Like, she can
herself
die.
into, and like
Yeah.
when she gets like when she gets like super distraught like in a fight, like she goes back to that, and they reference her like in the beginning, like
Yeah.
before she knew how to fight, like she has that same sort of like expression,
Like when
Yeah.
she's running, yeah.
like that scared. She's like
like
that. The scared inner
how,
girl
like,
came out.
how even though she has all this skill and has all this fighting experience at this
Like,
point, like
the death
she
are
still
scary, like-
goes back to that like she has to run.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so then obviously like they get yeeted out in the what's it called? in the field. So then, actually, no, I want to talk about some shots in the field, because the field battles, like, there was just like so many good shots where people would be fighting and you'd see the dragons coming in and flying and shooting fire, and it's kind of like you get that sense of like, oh, this is the big one. Like, this is the.
They've done like such a good job with like they did such a good job with like managing like that craziness before, but like they did. I feel like they did it on purpose now, just to show you like this shit is like wild. Like,
it's wild. There was no like coordinated like anything. It was just like they tried to be coordinated, but once they hit, it was like, nah, bruh.
Yeah, I love how like my favorite part is how they come up with a plan. They're like, all right, so here's what's gonna happen. Where our whole like everyone's just gonna keep fighting, and let the battle take place. And then Jon and Daenerys are gonna wait with the dragons, wait for the Night King to show up. Then they're gonna ambush him with 2v1, and then Daenerys sees like one Unsullied and a drop of blood from him, and she's like, I gotta fuck up the whole plan.
Yeah,
she's like, I have to fly in and risk everything.
I mean, I don't blame her. Like, when the whole Dothraki army died, it's kind of like, you know, those are her people. Like, those people like fight for her and believe in her, and then she sees them all get yeeted, so she's kind of like, I can't, you know, I gotta, you know, I feel like Jon would have done that if it was like the Winterfell army, kind of, you know.
The only thing in the whole episode that was kind of like, what the fuck, like, why didn't, like, some common sense shit didn't come into play was when Jon was on one of the dragons sitting on the wall, the dragon was sitting on the wall, like, at Winterfell, and they were trying to light the moat, and he's sitting there with the dragon.
Oh, he was sitting there by then?
What are we gonna do? Yeah, he was. They panned to him right after they light it, and he flies and does some other shit once he sees the Night King. And it's like.
I mean, I guess it's hard because Davos was doing the signal to the sky, right? But then Jon is kind of like in the other side of Winterfell, and he's kind of focused on waiting for the Night King to try to attack Bran and then just go for him. So I guess it is kind of like a little, you know, like, Jon, hey, we need you.
Like they wanted that like Melisandre moment. Like they wanted her
like her moment, like for the
that was so.
She was like saying the words and it like wasn't happening, and she's doing it over and over and over and
they
over.
They tried making it seem like she was gonna die. Yeah. And they gave reason for why Dany didn't let it either. Daenerys, like, she obviously couldn't see from the sky because of how dark it was.
Yeah, Jon got a glimpse of the fire. And he flew in. He tried to call out to her, but I'm like, you guys are up in the sky, flying at God knows how fast in the middle of a blizzard. Yeah, dude, she got your message. She heard. She hears you.
She heard us.
Okay. The entrance for the Night King, like, that was like so intimidating. Like, you just see the blue fire, you see the dragon, and
my God, when he ambushes them. Like, he just comes out the cut and just starts following Daenerys, like, just...
That was so scary. Yeah, that was so scary.
And am I the only one that's, like, 20 times more intimidated whenever he's holding that ice spear? Yeah. Like, he had that ice spear...
You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if he's going to hit that shot.
When Daenerys was on the dragon shooting the fire, and she's like, man, I got him this time. And I'm like, okay, here comes the next spear. I'm like, here it comes. Like, it's gonna happen again. And then he throws it again. I was like, you know what I thought was gonna happen? Is that the fire was gonna be enraged and whatever. And the fire keeps going, and at just a certain pace you just see it fly out of the fire and like just
bro,
it's gonna
good.
Again.
No, but
it's gonna happen again.
It was done so
starts flying away like, oh shit, I remember how the other dragon died. Like, she's literally just sitting there. Like, they stopped. She stopped shooting. Like, the dragon stopped shooting the fire, and she's just like flying.
I mean, because she doesn't know, and then it's so good because you see the Night King, right? You like, if they stay so long on the shot, you're like, okay, he survived. He survived, and then you see him smiling. He smiled.
Oh
he
my God!
He smirked at her.
Like, the only time he showed any emotion, you saw this. It was such like, it was the tiniest like smirk. Like, that shit was so subtle.
Bro.
Like, I feel like that definitely took multiple takes. Like, just a little, like, you could tell it was just a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
they-
so
so
cocky,
bad.
bro. He is so cocky,
He is
especially
very cocky, actually.
when John like was
When
sneaking
John
up behind
chased him,
him.
he had that same
Yeah.
smile when he brought them up.
Yeah. When he rose his hands and he just did that
Yeah.
little smirk again, bro.
He started raising them, and then John was like, "Fuck, fuck, fuck, fuck,
Dude,
fuck."
dude,
He was
Yeah.
just like, and it was just you could just tell it like he wasn't gonna make it.
They do such a good job of like it's like you have like the it's like the terror
They
about
didn't-
it, and then like they do it like it's like you feel like you're starting to get a little hope back, like even like
Mhm.
a little bit. It's
Mhm.
minute though. It's not even like that much hope. You get a
The-
little bit back, and
the
then and he
best-
raises his hands and it's like, all right, no, you guys are fucked. Like this is like
The
Yeah.
best
If you don't
scene
kill
that
me,
really
fuck.
described like that the in the area behind, like inside the walls in the courtyard, like where
Yeah.
they're all fighting, where they're flowing over, like in
Yeah.
Jamie and all them are all like just fighting, and like there's just bodies, there's just like
It's
that was
chaos.
probably
It's
the
chaos.
best-
That's
that
I got
was
the
probably
feeling
the
of
best
chaos.
example of like it's just like they're like at the end you see them, they're all like leaning up against a wall fighting,
yeah.
Mhm.
like
No,
they're
no, and
all
that's-
like
that's what I
up
love. No,
against the
'cause-
wall.
Because they retreat back to Winterfell, right? And then they're climbing the walls and they're killing them, and they keep coming, and you're like, oh my god, there's so many. But then eventually, like, they kind of get them down, and then, what's it called? They kill a bunch of them, and you get a little bit of hope of like, okay, like it's kind of calming down. And then the Night King does the, the thing where he brings them back up, and you see all like the mainish characters, and you see the bodies rising, and you
The-
see them coming back,
When,
and
when
you're
I,
like,
when I,
how? How
when
are they going to get away
when
from
I was talking about like the Dark Souls kind of vibes, it was like that like there were certain scenes where I was like, this seems like a cinematic from some
Yeah.
like from soft game, like the part where like the one of the dragons like with its face like and its throat open was like sitting there, and John was like dipping behind the walls and shit. I was like, this is like a fucking boss
And you know what's
fight.
crazy? They did another one of those follow shots, but it was like, oh my god! So when John came back into the castle, I think he was what was
he
he
was,
going
like,
for?
just
I think he was
running
gonna
off.
get
He was,
Bran. He was running
trying
around,
to get the
and then
Bran.
he sees Sam getting ambushed. He sees
Yeah.
like all his friends kind of just getting wrecked, and he's like, I can't do anything right now. I gotta run. Like he couldn't go
He
help.
has to
He
get
didn't.
to Bran. Like
And then the ceiling was falling. He fell, and then he had to close in the door with all the walkers just
And then-
trying to get to
yeah,
him.
he closes
It was
it,
chaos.
turns around, the dragon like crashes into the thing behind him and like blows the fiery chip. My favorite part is when he like gets down into that rubble and like the fire's like
Yeah.
just not touching
just
him.
there.
Yeah.
I'm like,
This is
dude, how
literally
scared
a
should you
boss
be, bro? That's so scary. Like, oh my god.
He really was gonna try to fight it. Like he really was about to square up with it.
Yeah.
Like straight up. Like he just stood up and like had his sword and it's just like right there getting ready, and I'm like
This
"Dude,
boy
like,
live.
what was the plan? What was the plan? Like,
You know what I was thinking he was trying to do? I mean, he doesn't know this, but I was like, oh, is he trying to prove that he's a Targaryen? Because you know how Targaryens can't die by fire? But then again, that's blue fire, so I don't get, like, if that could...
I think he was.
Oh, if he ate
I
that
think if
shit?
anything, he was trying. I think he was
Yeah.
I think he was just trying to bait.
Yeah, I think he was just
when
a
it
battle
getting
cry.
closer, I think he was gonna try to bait, like kind of like what that girl did with the giant. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
get,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Bro,
I'm
let's
about
talk
to
about
get
let's
you
talk
and
about the
stab
girl with
it
the giant
sword.
real quick.
Dude,
Let's talk
that
about
was-
Girl.
That was
such
great.
a good death.
That-
Such a good
It
death.
was something we didn't know we needed.
Yeah.
It really just was
I
a
didn't know
great.
watching like I didn't know like watching a little girl die would be so I'd be so okay with watching a little girl die. That shit was like
like
that
like
shit-
you really think like, oh my
She
god,
got crushed, bro.
Oh,
He
yeah,
pushed
yeah.
the armor into her body.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
God.
Dude, when the giant breaks down the door and just fucking bitch slaps her out the way,
Oh,
I was like,
I
oh my
forgot.
god!
I was like, she's dead. Ooh.
and then
and
she
it's-
gets up like, and she
It's so
has.
crazy.
You can see like you can see the knife. It's like tucked into the band that she grabs and stabs it in the eye with. I was like, the whole show was like people knowing that like even if like they know they're gonna die, like but just take out as many like even like Jorah.
Make your
like,
death
he
mean
literally-
something.
Like
Make your death
Jorah
mean
literally stood up after getting like
Stabbed.
and
Yeah.
slashed like so many fucking times, like just literally diving in front of him in front of Naruto getting like just stabbed, and he's like,
Here, let's go through the
good.
deaths, kind of like how they went through. So like first death was Ed, right? The Night's Watch dude. As soon as he picked up Sam, I was kind of like, you're gone.
it's coming. You felt that one coming.
You felt that one.
You could
you know,
feel that one coming around.
I was
Even
sad.
from episode 2, you could feel that coming. Just like
I was sad. I felt that from the beginning though, and like, yeah, it just happened. I was surprised no one else died in the ground area because like it was just so crazy. But what's it called? Who died after Ed? Who was the second death? It was Barrick. Right. So how do you feel about like the whole Arya? Like Arya, Barrick saved Arya, and Barrick's the guy with the eye patch, by the way.
Yeah.
And then
Eye patch guy.
yeah, and then he died. I feel like he got a good death just because like it's sad that he didn't know Arya was going to be the one, but if he knew, he would have given his life, and that's what he did essentially.
yeah, like she
You saved
said,
her.
like he got brought back
For
like
a
all these
reason.
times for a reason, and his
That
last
reason's
death
done
was
now.
right there to save her.
To save the
Yeah.
one who fucking ends everything.
And then god damn, it's just this episode is all over the place. So like,
There's so much,
So-
dude. You can watch it again. You're
Okay,
like,
okay,
you'll see a bunch of
let's
stuff
talk-
you missed.
let's talk about Brienne and Jamie fighting like back to back. That
Dude,
was
that was such a good shot.
so good. I'm surprised both of them are alive. To be honest, I thought Brienne was gone.
I thought Brienne
Sure.
was gonna die.
Brienne
I
was probably-
so
at least
thought,
Brienne
yeah.
would've died.
Dude, Jamie's ass should have been dead. Like he never ever in his entire life trained to fight left-handed, and all of a sudden, like he's
smooth
told,
with
like
it.
the
Like, just
motherfucker,
killing
he
everyone.
don't.
I mean, he
doesn't
trained with
have a
Braun.
right hand. He doesn't
trained-
have a right hand. His right hand is literally a thing of gold that's just like this. Like,
Bro, what if he
Like-
got like a Dragonstone gauntlet or something? That would have been sick.
You
Like
see
he
him
had like
you see him
dude,
just, like,
yeah,
Just
Yeah.
punch,
White
just
Walkers.
squaring up
Yeah.
with White Walker.
dude, yeah, he just gets like a hand that's like all sharp, so he could just stab him.
Bro,
Dude, they
freaking
should've done
Merle.
they should have done that, bro. But yeah, Brienne and Jamie fighting was really good. Like I really wanted to see a shot like that. Finally, fighting. Podrick was fighting in the war, bro.
Dude, Podrick was clean. You see him training in the last episode.
Podrick was going in. Like he's a what is he? A steward? That's what it's called, or not a steward?
I don't know
He
what it is.
was a steward.
Right? And
Yeah.
he was
Yeah, I
just
don't remember.
fighting like a warrior.
The fact
like,
that
dead ass.
Podrick even lived, I was like, I think Podrick would be like the
Dude,
like
I thought
like a
Gendry
fan
was gonna
favorite
die
death.
too. I thought Genji would have died too.
I didn't see much of Gendry, right?
He had a few scenes.
Yeah, not
He
much.
was on top of the castle
beginning.
when the White Walkers were climbing up on top of each other to get on top. I thought he was gonna die then, but I mean he made it out as well.
Mm-hmm. And I really love like how the Hound was so hopeless. Like he was like, "Oh, we're all dead," but like everyone kind of knew like they were losing. But then he sees Arya, and
Yeah.
Beric is like, "Hey, how about you tell that to her?" And that's
and
when
then
he
that just
realizes,
remotivated him.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
he
That's-
realized that like it makes you realize like his only he doesn't really have any other purpose than like
Mhm.
the call back to like
Then-
just protect her like he did before.
His purpose.
Like he doesn't really
his
have any
purpose
meaning.
is the Clegane Bowl.
Yeah, no.
His only
That's why I
purpose.
knew he wasn't gonna die.
Yeah,
like-
I'm like, you're not dying. We gotta see you fight. We gotta see
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
no. Actually, like what?
Grey Worm and
what else? What
Tormund.
did I-
Grey Worm and Tormund really got out.
I was surprised
I
they
was-
both
Dude,
lived.
because those are two like
those were the
huge
two-
fan favorites.
Yeah, those were
Mhm.
the two I
Yeah.
really thought were gonna die this episode. Because Tormund, like, he has like his only connection really is like fucking Brienne, and I'm like, there's
Yeah.
he's like everyone loves him. Like he's such a good like character
Yeah, he is.
in the show. That,
Especially,
like,
see
yeah,
him
especially
die
after
would
that,
make
like
everyone talk
sucking the
about it.
giant's like titty from last episode. Like
Oh,
that would have
yeah,
been the last
after a
thing to
line like
remind.
that.
Yeah, that would have been like such a memorable last speech, for Tormund, and then Grey Worm, and then Grey Worm
And,
like was talking to his girl, like saying like, "Oh, after the war, like he was just talking about future plans with her."
Yeah,
So
Hey, I mean, Grey Worm can still go. Grey Worm can still go.
Oh,
yeah,
there's
he
still
can
about
still
4
go.
episodes left.
Yeah, he
Who's
can-
Grey Worm again?
The
He's
leader
the-
of the Unsullied.
Sullied.
yeah,
Yeah, the
Oh,
black guy.
I keep forgetting.
Only
that's
black
his
guy in the
fucking
show.
name.
For real. Is he even
Yeah.
black though?
For real.
For real.
Uh,
He probably
I guess
is.
you're right. Bro. trying to think.
what's it called? Theon.
Theon.
Let's talk
Dude.
about Theon real quick. How do you feel about that?
Dude, when
Theon's-
Bran,
I was
Theon's
sad.
redemption.
when Bran was just like, when he
Like-
said like, "You're a good
Oh
man,
my
Theon."
God. Dude,
Thank you. You knew.
He,
Did
Bran
you
was
see? He
basically
had a
saying
tear.
you're dead
He had
now.
a tear came down his eye when he said that.
Yeah.
He knew Theon was gone. Like,
Yeah, that was basically like
He-
him telling Theon like,
he
"It's
just,
over.
like-
Thank you for everything you've
yeah,
done."
he's like he kind of was just like, you know, like that's it, like it's over, like you don't have, you know, it's
Mhm.
done, like thank you, but it's over.
it was just
I
so
wonder how
sad.
Bran, like I don't understand, like I want to know more about like
Are we
Bran
are we
as
gonna
like
get to know more?
as like a like I want to know more about Bran as like his character so far, because I kind of don't like what like I get that he's like 200 IQ and he like, you know, is fucking all seeing. I get that, but like he still has
Was-
some sort of character left in
Was
him,
his
but
whole
like
purpose just to be bait? Like, what is his purpose in this whole last little bit? Like the
Okay, no. Why did he control the birds? Is my question. Like, what was he?
It was
I
like
think he was just
tracking.
scouting, right? He was just
Maybe,
scouting.
But like, why? Like,
No,
just
there
watching
had
them-
to be
you
a
just
why,
watch-
reason.
why are we?
No,
getting
he
the
took so
evidence?
long though. He took so long
Yeah,
in the bird
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
That's
he
true.
did. There has to be a reason. Like he was doing
I
something.
like he was in it the entire time,
yeah,
like, until the Night King showed up.
Brand's just like, I'm gonna go now. And then
Yeah.
he just rolls his eyes.
Like
It was-
like and when he ran at him, and the Night King literally just like yeah, he
You know-
really hit him with that. He hit him with that Sekiro like Makiri counter. He hit him with that sidestep slam on his thing.
You know when it was so hopeless and the Night King was just walking towards Bran and everyone was just getting pinned down. You know, like a thought that came into my mind just because it was like a last resort thought. I was like, bro, is Bran the Night King? Just give it to us right now. Like I was like,
Yeah,
what's
now,
the
like,
last
it's-
thing that could happen? The craziest thing. Bran just walks
Like,
into the
I
Night
wonder
King
if-
or something.
There's-
Oh, no, I
there's
was-
I don't know.
There's
I was thinking,
no
like-
way we get any answer on that. There's no way. Like,
No.
there's no way they're ever really gonna go into it on the show. It's always gonna be like
Yeah,
shit,
fan
like, from
theories.
the books.
Rip that theory though. It's over.
Uh-huh.
Bran isn't even- Yeah.
I was just like,
Um,
yo, would it be like he walks up to Bran and just smiles? I'm just like, yo, like a part of my brain was thinking that. I was just like,
Yeah, I was like,
What
what's gonna happen? Like that was my last resort thought because I was like, they're all screwed. Like usually when someone's about to die, you're like, oh, are the dragons gonna save them, or is this gonna happen?
Something that
But then it's
something
like,
that I didn't know, like that the director said. I didn't even know if this is confirmed. So the Night King is the first White Walker.
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Okay. Because I didn't
So
know
that's
if they
why-
actually ever said that in the show. I thought it was just was it implied? Like they never like. Do they
I think
state it when like Bran is at the thing and they're watching all the footage? Like,
Yeah, I don't know if
they
it's,
might have said it. They
I don't know
might
if
have
it's, like,
said it.
definitive, but like I know it's like it's.
I'm pretty
basically,
sure it
like,
is
I mean,
because that's how they created it, and then he brought up all the other.
just based off the episode,
Points.
you could assume like he's the first one, but like
Mhm.
it's so
Dude,
crazy, just,
crazy-
like, seeing everything like that.
Crazy tangent for a sec. I was watching these fucking videos of people who have like read the books, just talking about like all the other lore that is like about the rest of the world and like what it's like. Dude, to be honest, Westeros is the most boring place in the entire world of Game of Thrones. Like everything else is fucking insane. Like
I mean, Westeros had Robert's Rebellion though, so there was some stuff going on. But yeah,
there's
everything
some
else.
stuff going on, but like you learn about like there's just like these different like there's like lost civilizations. There's like this crazy like Far East like almost like it's like some like they literally have like Asian like literally like Japanese looking architecture, and they were talking about how like they were like stupid fucking rich. Like there's all these connections back to it, like all this
Yeah,
like
because Essos is
all
more
this shit.
independent. They got all the independent cities and stuff, so it's more like there's more to
And
it. But
and it's
Um,
like it's fucking huge. The whole
Um,
like
no.
Game of Thrones universe.
I wanted to like, so I was watching it with a friend, right? With a couple of friends actually, but one of my friends seemed a little bit disappointed about some things, and one of them was that Jon Snow didn't get to fight the Night King 101. Like, when Jon was rushing at him, he wanted to see him like fight him, but then I was just telling him like, look, the Night King, he is so powerful with his magic, he's not gonna bother to like try and fight. You know, he's like.
I'm glad.
and I would
Everyone
like seeing it,
would
but,
have
like-
lost to the Night King in a 1v1, you know?
Exactly.
I mean,
Everyone-
they kind of.
lost.
I mean, they obviously show that he has like his his like
one-shotted
his
a
like
Mhm.
yeah,
That's
like,
all you
his-
gotta say.
What are you
With
doing?
one hand,
Like-
bro. One hand.
like the reason I think the reason why they did that is because they kept like baiting the fact that like Jon like, and when you get near the end of the episode, and that's what the whole camera tracking on Jon trying to get the Bran is it's just showing that like
They
that
want the
he's
audience
not
to think
he's
John.
not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna make it there.
And
like,
truthfully,
it's so
I'm
obvious.
glad that he wasn't the one to finish off the Night King, because it would have been like, oh, heroic and kind of cliche, to be honest. Like, you know, this rivalry has been going for a while, so
They just
I don't
want
know, it
to
would have been
debate it.
predictable. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it's because everyone. It's because I swear to God, it's probably because like fans forever have always just said like
Dreamt
you know
about
how-
that. Yeah.
you know how like the lore is like there's like the warrior of like light that ended the long night before.
The prince
I can't
that was
remember-
promised, that's still up
Yeah,
in the air, though.
Yeah, the some fucking like
Yeah.
some
Is,
prince or
is
something
Arya the
like,
prince that was promised?
It must
She ended the
be.
long night.
yeah, like
She ended it.
so there was always these like connections that like John's him, like there was always these connections that people were drawing, and it was like so obvious. So they probably just wanted to subvert that, and they just kept baiting it. Like that one scene where he's running at him is really just to show like he's not gonna be it. Like he
Yeah.
can't make it. Like
Bro, honestly, at this point, Arya could kill Cersei, and I'd be like, okay.
I was gonna say, are you guys like satisfied with like Arya killing the Night King? Like, was it like?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm totally satisfied
Yes,
with it.
I personally
She
didn't see
had
it
some-
coming, but then I was like, if it wasn't Jon,
I was not
they should be
expecting.
her.
I was not expecting.
I
her to
wasn't
kill him.
expecting it, but like I felt like
It
I
was
don't know.
good,
I feel like
you know?
Arya has like one of the best, most fleshed out characters in the entire show.
Yeah, she has
Yeah,
such
no,
a good
it's-
character
She's
arc
had
throughout
like
the whole series.
multiple arcs of her like
It
just
did-
going through such dramatic
It didn't
like,
feel forced.
trauma
Like,
and
if-
like transitioning. Like
if Sansa killed him, I would have been like, okay, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
happening?
exactly.
Yeah.
It didn't feel forced
Like,
at all.
it makes sense. Like when you look back on it now, it kind of like it's not that far fetched. It really
Mhm.
isn't. So I mean,
And
like,
can we
it
talk
seemed
about that
more-
shot, bro? The knife falling, no audio whatsoever, and then
Yeah.
he just
'Cause it-
shatters.
Because she's done that. She does that.
She
with
did
the
that with
dagger
Brienne.
In,
She
yeah,
did it practicing with Brienne.
Yeah,
like,
she did,
dropped
yeah.
the knife, and yeah, she's done that before with the dagger. That
Bro,
was a good callback for the
that
final
was-
shot.
that was.
Arya has like infinite clout now.
She does. Like I was saying, like bro, anyone can sit on the Iron Throne. Arya's got like the most
Yeah.
bragging rights, though, bro. Like she saved the world, really, because they would have lost, and then Cersei would have lost, and then that was it. So she saved
I
it.
just don't like Bran. Literally, like didn't like say like he didn't have any dialogue
Yeah, no.
after he said goodbye
you
to
think he-
Beyond.
you
Like
think
after
he
he
had the
said
biggest
goodbye, he
episode?
didn't say a
I
single
wanted them to
word.
talk. I wanted them to talk to see like, oh, what's going on here? What's their
It's
like
the
little
Night King
rivalry?
could talk. Like, yo,
He
Yes.
he
Yeah.
had to have been doing something this episode, like we said,
It's
like
gonna come back
his-
later, bro.
yeah. His eyes were rolled up the whole episode, and we barely know what he did.
Because think about this. His first purpose was letting Jon know, right, that he was the heir, and then he did. And then his second purpose was the Night King, that he was like the bait for him, and the Night King was coming to kill him. Now the Night King's gone. He has to like have something for the last arc. Like he has
like,
to do something.
With the Night King thing, he got marked by him, and then he's just like, "Yeah, he's gonna come for me." And then that's like he doesn't. Beyond that, it does like it. You don't know like.
There's no way.
Okay, so what do you want to
Yeah.
do about it? Do you want to do anything about it? Like, what does that even mean? He never elaborates on it at all. Like
Yeah.
I guess they're just trying to show how how indifferent he is now that he has this like the warging shit where he can just see like tons of shit that's happening. He just has like this like third person view of like all like everything that's happening. He's almost watching it.
Yeah,
like he's
and
not
he
even
knows.
there.
He knows what's gonna happen. I feel too. It's just kind of like he can't say anything about it because if he does, like,
If he does,
it won't happen
Maybe-
the way.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why-
it
that's
won't
why
happen.
he wants-
Maybe
maybe
it
that's
won't happen.
So that's why, like,
Maybe that's why
I'm
he
guessing
wasn't
he knew he
scared.
was gonna be saved. You know, he knew that Arya was gonna kill the Night King in the end
that's
of
the
it
only
all.
thing I could think of.
I don't know, bro. Like,
It feels like you're like you watch it, you're like, there's no way like he goes through all that stuff just to wind down to basically just being bait for the Night King.
yeah. Exactly.
Yes,
That's
yes,
why
I
I
have a
was
bigger
like, dude,
purpose.
is he the Night King? That's the only thing that left. Like, I had no clue what could happen. Also, the crypts.
Dude, oh my, the song where like Tyrion and Sansa are next to each other, whatever was playing then, I was like,
Dude,
oh
no.
my god, this is so real.
The
I-
music, dude.
For
the
once
music
in my
is
life, I
beyond-
thought, like, I genuinely thought, like, people were just gonna die. Like,
Yeah,
almost
'cause,
everyone.
like,
Like,
the
I thought
music
Tyrion
was
could
so
die.
depressing. You couldn't hear any audio.
You think it's
You're
gonna be a
seeing-
massacre?
Yeah, you saw Sansa and Tyrion just looking at each other. Theon, you know, he was dying. He was lying down, bleeding out. Jorah dying,
They make you
getting
feel
stabbed and
hopeless.
sliced. Yeah,
They make you feel hopeless. And that's why, like, they did it so good because it's in a way, like, I know that these characters can't die, right? Because, like, they have bigger purposes, but it's like a part of me still, like, unsure.
part of you is just like, it's Game of Thrones. You know, it's Game of Thrones. Anything could happen.
The song part was so good. It was, like, I need to rewatch that, bro, because it was done so well.
They did a good job with just like who you lost. Like you lost like a couple important people, but no one too important because there is still like this is only the halfway point when you think about it.
Yeah,
There's still
like honestly,
three
at
more.
first I felt a little bit not underwhelmed, but like I was like, damn, like a lot of people survived. But then I thought, you know, there's still
There's another war.
to come.
There's this,
like,
yeah, there's another war.
when you
and that one will really be the last war.
when
So
you watch like who does Cersei even have? Like who is like
Bronn,
I guess
That's
I
it.
feel like Bronn like might
She has
And the uncle,
Golden Company.
the uncle.
She
Yeah,
has the
so,
Golden
like,
Company of
so-
20,000 soldiers.
Yeah, so it's like
Euron,
Yeah,
I
but like
think
think
is
of like how many like I don't know. I feel like my thing is like relevant characters are like either getting killed by relevant character, like you know other relevant characters, or like I guess get overwhelmed because it's like
Mhm.
you have like the Golden Company, like the head of their army, and then Euron, and then the Mountain, and then everyone
Mhm.
else is like there's still a lot of characters left. Like who is gonna like be killing these people or like I mean
like I don't think. I mean, they could just die, and like I don't think
could
anyone
just die in
specific has to
battle.
kill them because like these characters were killed by dead people. You know, like
Yeah,
they
but
weren't killed by anyone
That's what you
big.
expect. Like you know, that's where it's like you know the odds are stacked against them. Right? Like now, I think like Cersei's army and their army is like almost even. I don't think Cersei has like a bigger army than like the United.
All right, you know what I wish that would happen. To be honest, I don't know how things are gonna go. It could flip the turns, but I wish that Rhaegon would have died. Daenerys' other dragon, Jon's
That's the
dragon.
one.
I honestly
He-
couldn't tell if he did or not.
He was so hurt. They didn't show, and then in the preview for next
I think
episode,
he
you
did
see
in
both
the
of them.
preview,
Oh,
you see
It shows both of them. Yeah, at one shot, there's both of them flying, and honestly,
He was
like
getting, like that. The one John was on was literally getting like so like he's ass
Yeah.
eaten. Like
Yeah,
he's getting like
he, like, crashed.
The
He
scrapes,
crashed.
the
I would've been
scrapes
okay.
from the
I would have
yeah,
been okay if
like
he
he-
died.
Oh, bro, did you see Dragon? Like when all the undead were on him, and he's like
Oh,
flying.
I
in
was
the
so
air?
scared. He was just
Trying
getting
to-
stabbed, bro. I was so scared he was gonna go too.
Yeah,
But-
dude when he
I
was
wish-
like flying and he was shaking and they weren't getting
Oh,
off. I was
bro.
like,
yeah.
I was so
what's
scared.
happening?
No, but I wish Rhaegon would have died because simply like if Daenerys went into this last war with one dragon, I would be like, okay, it's kind of fair. Like they could kill this dragon and that's it. But with 2 I still feel like
What-
Daenerys is
yeah,
very
What does Cersei even do at this point?
like. How do you fight 2 of
I
them?
mean,
still?
you don't know how many
I mean-
people died during this war, so you don't know like.
A lot.
I mean,
the Dothraki are gone.
Oh
There's-
yeah, they're
there's-
actually got
They, they already showed that like that remember when Bronn like almost shot the like use the big ass arrow
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Remember
But
they
then
were,
like that's
testing
what I'm
that?
saying. Like they could kill one dragon with that, but then they have another one to kill. And if
Worst
they kill
comes to
both,
worst,
that's
I
crazy.
think one definitely is gonna die. Probably John's dragon. Dragon can probably like survive the battle, but we'll see.
It depends if like even Jon and Daenerys are even fighting together. Because now
No,
it's
no,
like,
Oh, that is
remember-
true. Yeah.
Remember, but it seems like I don't know they are because in the preview again you see Daenerys kind of doing like a morale boost speech, and then just like I don't know, like they can't split up now, you know? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. Because
We'll
like
see.
we're all talking about how there's one final war. Like, is there really one final war? Like, I don't know. We'll see.
Bro,
Okay.
you want me to be
and
honest?
Speaking of animals dying, can we talk about Ghost?
Okay,
like we
Ghost,
saw
Ghost.
Ghost have that one scene of him running.
He's not dead. He's definitely
Yeah,
not dead.
They would have
Because
shown. They would have shown
from-
him. Die.
From everything that's like been shown on screen, it's so easy to just show like the wolf just like one swipe, like he's dead. But they
Yeah.
didn't, and if they didn't, that's for a reason because they know the fans love him. So
yeah,
he's coming back at like a crazy point. Like he just disappears and he's Ghost, bro.
yeah, he's definitely a ghost. Like
Literally a ghost. Ah, that scene with Jorah going and then Ghost on the side, that was too good, bro.
Did we talk
And the
about Jorah's death?
catapults.
Did we
No, we
talk
didn't.
about his death in the
How
podcast?
do you guys
he
feel about
had,
that?
Like it was like probably like the most. Not like I'm not happy to see him die, but like of all deaths, it's
It-
like
It's how he would want to die, you know,
Yeah.
by protecting Daenerys
especially
to like the very end.
after he like got convicted of like snaking her and stuff. He went out
And-
showing like the truest of loyalty, like just how defending
Yeah.
his queen.
And he's
he
like,
got stabbed and he kept getting back up, and I'm like, dude, this guy is insane. And it's like if he was gonna wish for a death, that would have been the death he would have chosen.
Yeah,
you know? So
like, he knows like there's no way like he loves her, but he knows like she doesn't love him back like in that way, and they can't ever be like that romantically.
They'll never.
So-
like, yeah.
Yeah, the way they died was like the way he died was like it was perfect, in her
bro,
arms.
Loki was scared for Daenerys when she fell off Drogon.
I was like,
It was
she
yo.
was freaking out.
I
Oh,
was like,
dude.
yo, this is the big death to cap the episode. Like this is the one. I'm like, this is what they need.
There's no,
Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
there
No,
was there was no way.
no,
There
but
was
it
no
made
way.
sense that Jorah showed up. I knew because there's the tiny
show
shot.
didn't have to happen. Like it would be it. There'd be no more war.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. No, but there was a tiny shot where you hear like I think it was Rhaegon's screech of like help or pain, and then Jorah, like you see Jorah like going like that, like oh, Daenerys is in trouble. So you knew like he knows she was coming. And also, okay, so I want to get to this. My friend also stated that Arya jumping in last second out of nowhere was kind of Deus Ex Machina, just because there were so many walkers around the Night King, and
The
Just-
Pastel,
Well,
bro.
it was just out of it.
You saw like the breeze on that one like general looking dude's like he turned around in like
Yeah, that's
that
what I wanted
must
to
have
know.
been that was like her like training that she did.
Exactly.
Like, that, like total stealth of just like by the time they noticed that she was there, she already like got past,
Yeah,
she
yeah,
already
and
dashed
even
past
even
everyone.
within that episode, when you see her sneaking around the library, you can tell that like, she's good at that. She can sneak through walkers, and they can't even like. She's so quiet and silent and fast. And then that scene where she jumps in, it's all going in slow mo, so it's kind of like you're like, oh, how didn't they see her coming? But she was
turns
fast.
around. Yeah,
Like,
and he
if you
turns
think
around
about
and
it, she's
catches her though.
he does.
That was so scary. I
thought
was
she
just
was
like,
gonna
no.
die. I thought she
Yeah,
gonna
I was
get
like,
killed
no.
That was the
no.
biggest like peak of like, oh crap, Arya's gonna kill him, and then just peak downward of like, oh no. But
there.
then
Mhm.
she
Yeah.
pulls in the
Because I still thought like John was gonna get his moment like 1-on-one with him, so I thought like Arya was gonna get Bop, and then John
And it was gonna
see
motivate
or
him.
something. Yeah.
I didn't once he had that moment where the Night King like raised the dead, I was like, I don't think they're going to like it's got to be
Nah.
somebody. There's gonna be some other way. Like there's no. It's
Nah.
not gonna be.
I
him. Like,
didn't expect Arya though, and I
didn't
should have
expect Arya, but
because
at that point, I
Melisandre
kind of knew.
literally tells her like, oh, you can kill people like brown eyes, green eyes, and blue eyes. Meaning like the
Yeah.
White Walkers. So
Bro, I was expecting some. I was expecting Baron to do some like Professor like Xavier stuff, bro. Like what the Night King was like taking his sword out, and Bran was just chilling there, no reaction.
He was looking at him like, I bet, like, what's good. And
No, for a second,
he's like, "What you gonna do?"
For a split second, when he was choking Arya, I thought that Bran could have like had like a tiny Dragonstone dagger and just been like, because he can move his hands, just like, and then the Night King just shatters, and you're like, what happened? And you see Bran like. with the little deck.
One shot dragon body by kid in wheelchair. I'd be tight.
That'd be hilarious, dude.
So
that would have been so funny. But
That's
I mean,
like a certain other ending to a show.
oh. Yeah, this is not. Like, that was not gonna happen. Do you think any of the Starks are gonna die? Like, do you think like any more Starks will even die? Like maybe Jon, but like,
dude, it seemed like Sansa could have died this episode too, when her and Tyrion are having that moment.
I feel like now, like they're almost like immune to like, because you would assume Cersei doesn't win. Like one would think Cersei doesn't win this whole thing. So like who like which?
There's no way she doesn't.
So like
there's no way she's not going to win. It's not gonna.
Do you think Jaime could live after like killing her? Like, do you think Jaime is gonna survive? No.
I don't think so. I think he's. If she dies, I think he's gonna.
But Brienne's supposed to go to Tormund, bro.
I think Brienne is gonna die, and if Brienne dies, then maybe Jaime will live.
You think Tormund will die if Brienne dies?
I think Tormund will die, and then they'll both live. Like Brienne and Jaime will live.
Really?
No.
I don't think Jaime's gonna. I don't think Jaime's gonna live. Like I feel like. Well, the reason why I don't.
But Tormund's so good.
I feel like Jaime's like. I feel like Jaime's whole arc of like being super confident, like cocky, like prodigy, and then just getting like. He just goes. He crashes down, hand chopped off, prisoner, and he just goes through this rough period. And he's like on this redemption. Like almost like this humbling like redemption, and I think the only way for it to really like end for him to get like
he becomes the Queen Slayer,
is for him to like basically just like this is almost like he has such a big hand basically in all this, like the whole Cersei thing. Like he literally has like he's basically like it's basically his fault too.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah, I mean he pushed Bran out. He attacked Ned Stark. He started this war too. You know, he did all these things.
Yeah.
So now he's got to end it.
That's also one of those.
Yeah.
like he's the reason why so many people died because of, and like all their kids died. Like so much crazy shit happened just because of all the decisions he made before he got his hand chopped off. So now he's just like. Now he's going to try to redeem himself, and his ultimate redemption is going to be, like, he's going to have to, like, die to fix it. Like,
bro,
to try and, like, repair all the damage he's done.
I've just never... This episode made me feel just so hopeless. I've never felt so hopeless in my life. And
I've
just, like, had me a feel of, like, damn... It really could go this way. Like the White Walkers could really
I even thought of like,
kill everybody.
For a second, you are like, okay, maybe some of the main people live. Like Jon and Daenerys probably live, but like the Night Walkers could like rock Winterfell and like kill.
Yeah, it seemed like it. Like I was honestly surprised to see the Night King die this episode. Like I thought he was gonna survive.
Gabe.
I'm so sorry.
Like
honestly,
Winterfell was getting fucked up. Like that shit was
that's gone, bro.
Destroyed.
It's destroyed. Yeah, that's gone. It's over.
Like the Night King hit it once with a blast of fire, and then the dragon was like crashing into the towers.
Mm-hmm.
Bro,
for the end of the season, who do you need to see fight? Like to end this, like at the end of it, because everyone's on the same side now. So like, I don't even know who on Cersei's side I even want to see like fight. Like Jon, like Jon. I feel like Jon's like the best like able-bodied. Like, you know, Jaime's like has one arm, like one hand and shit. So like, who do you want to see him like? Jon, like even like who can he even fight? Like it's worth fighting.
With Jon?
yeah, like to end this, like end everything. I feel like you have to have like one good, like big, like sword battle between like two characters, and like who's even there? I guess Euron.
I guess you could fight Euron, but I feel like Yara has to kill him. You know, after.
And now
I don't
Theon's
know.
dead, so it's like
No, it's Jamie versus him.
Jamie versus Euron. Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Jamie and Euron. Honestly, John got his like big sword fight and stuff. Like now it's Jamie and Euron and like other people. You know. And
oh wait, Jon versus Grey Worm because they end up fighting each other.
Stop.
I was thinking about that. Nah. Don't do that.
John would. I don't even. John would feel too bad about that. I think.
Yeah, John. I think Grey Worm would fight him, but not John. John wouldn't be like that.
You should tell me. Oh, fuck no, John. Easy clap.
John would fight him probably, but not kill him. He'd probably just like cripple him or something, and then just.
Do you think like? Because, like, okay, I feel like an ending where Jon and Daenerys live and just stay together is not possible. If it is, I'm going to be disappointed.
At the end of this episode, you'll have, I think, the end of next episode will be like a big plot twist deciding if Jon and Daenerys fight each other. Because then that whole next episode will be like Daenerys fighting or like whatever.
Daenerys is dying.
I don't feel like they can fight. Dude, the Northmen can't fight Daenerys, not with two dragons.
Dude, it's just like if they do end up fighting each other, that's so much to cram into 3 episodes. And 2 episodes, because we know they won't be fighting each other next episode.
Like, do we just get a perfect ending where they both live and then they?
That's what I'm scared about, and I don't want that.
You don't want a perfect ending, like you don't want them to just like, oh, we beat the Night King, now we go beat Cersei. We beat Cersei.
No,
now we're
Game of Thrones is about like the crude reality of war and what it does.
Well, I want something unexpected and creative to happen.
Daenerys.
They probably are gonna kill Cersei. Do you think Daenerys might turn her back against Jon, like at the end of that battle, because she feels threatened for the throne?
When it comes down to it, they're like, "All right, we beat her." So, what was that about your bloodline?
Yeah.
Like that's the last 2 episodes. Like that's second to last episode. It's like, so what are we doing about this? Like,
and then the last episode could be Daenerys versus Jon if, things get heated like that. But
Jon doesn't have an army like that could even fight her, though. Like, it would have to be like...
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
unless the dragons Daenerys.
This is the thing with Daenerys. Daenerys, I feel like, is severely weakened because of this war. Like, she lost so many Unsullied. She lost so many, all of the Dothraki, essentially. And who else fights for her? Who else? Besides the Unsullied and Dothraki. Who's the other people? No one. No. That's it. That's all she got.
Jon has like the North and the Wildlings.
Jon has the North and the Wildlings. And the problem is Daenerys has 2 dragons. That's her big thing right now. And that's why, like, if they killed Rhaegon this episode, I would have been fine because the dragon fight was insane. It was so good. And then with 1 dragon, Daenerys going into battle, I would be scared for Drogon, like, genuinely, because they just need to take that 1 shot and then the scales are even. It's done. Honestly, Cersei might even have more men now. What do you think?
It's probably
easily she easily has more men. Like,
dude, I'm just caught up on the fact of what they're gonna do after the whole Cersei situation, man. I'm just stuck on that still.
There's no way to predict it because I don't know like what sort of shit's gonna unfold.
People need to know about Jon. That's the next big thing that needs to happen. It needs to.
Yeah.
If they do know, the North is just gonna revolt against them. Then yeah,
exactly. And Daenerys without dragons and the North revolting, they could win. But with dragons, I don't know, man.
I'm just saying, man. Rhaegon was pretty, close with Jon this past episode. Honestly, that's all I'm saying.
Rhaegon, I hope Rhaegon is like really weakened and like gets taken out like really fast because they scratched and bit him off. Like he should be dead, honestly. So yeah, I didn't think so either. I thought he was gone. So I don't know why they kept him. They must have a purpose. I mean, I feel like everything has a purpose going forward, obviously, but
I think
now we'll just have to see.
I don't know. Like all in all, I think like this episode was like like last episode was like, if you like really like Game of Thrones, and you're truly attached to these characters, you appreciate last episode because like.
Yeah, no, I really did
And then
appreciate it
this
because
episode was just like any
No,
person, there are people who like don't even watch Game of Thrones who are probably gonna watch this episode and just. Be
I
like,
had two people within my group that never watched it, and they were just like on their toes,
Yeah,
like because it was that
like,
tense.
Yeah, you're just like,
And-
oh my god, like what the hell?
Yeah,
Like the
and
entire episode.
hold on, what do you think about Melisandre died at the end of the episode? You think she did her purpose too? That was a good death.
Yeah, I mean, she lit the
Yeah.
trash. I mean, that shit was smooth.
She gave the episode lighting, bro. Yeah, she played her part.
She did play her part. That was I don't know. She was good too. Like in terms of magic people, it was like Night King, Bran, and her, because
Yeah.
she could really do some. She brought John back. She was good. So now she's dead. So
She is
now
so
Bran's
good.
just powerful, bro. Like now it's only Bran out here with the magic.
My boy Bland Brand, freaking boring Brand. I don't know what he's about to do. I don't even know if he's gonna be like useful for the rest of this.
That's what I'm. No, dude. He had to do something with the Ravens. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I don't
what
know.
does it even matter now? Because it's like the Night King, like that was it. Like that was like his big thing. So like, there's no way like he just moves down to being like helping them beat Cersei.
I mean, he could do something. I feel he's got to do something. There's no way they just let him live for nothing.
I would hope.
Like
Yeah.
Melisandre wasn't even here in this episode. She had so much purpose and
Yeah.
everything.
Nah,
She sent Arya.
He has to do something for the rest of the season. He can't
What
just,
about Sam? Okay, let's talk about Sam. Like, oh well, Sam has to write the book at the end. That's right. I forgot about that. So that's why he survived. I feel like Sam should have just stayed in the crypts because
Okay,
like that was
Sam-
a little too
Okay,
much.
man.
Yeah,
Like,
Sam was
Sam
a
was gonna
little
feel-
too much.
He got a
yeah.
little too.
He's gonna feel. I think his big thing is he's gonna feel really guilty
Bro.
about like being like, oh no, I'm gonna fight.
Especially
and
for Ed, right?
Sam,
Especially
yeah, like
for
he
Sam-
died because of him.
he survived the front lines, getting jumped by White Walkers, all this stuff. Like he
Bro,
survived.
I'm not trying to be funny, but he's a pretty big target too. And he like survived all that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, dude, Sam, like, and he just kept falling down and like he was just in shock. And I'm like, dude, you should not be surviving all of this. Like it was kind of ridiculous. And honestly, the characters shouldn't have survived. Like the walkers were all up on them so many times. But it's like they're characters from a plot perspective. It's like it's whatever. Also,
I mean,
I saw
it kinda
also
make-
I
it
saw
kinda
at
does make
least
sense because the
3
White Walkers don't have any like skill. Like they
Oh,
just
well,
like
true.
overwhelm
True.
you.
True. Bro, like
So
think
three
about
what?
it. I was gonna say I saw at least 3 giants in the army, but then I realized like Daenerys could have probably like killed some of them when she was going through with the
Do you know,
dragon.
I was gonna say this when we were talking about the little girl's death, but I love how like in Battle of the Bastards they made giants like such a big threat, And in this episode, you
Mhm.
see the giant break down through the doors. He pimp slaps the little girl, and you're like, oh shoot, another
Was that
giant.
1-1?
What are they gonna do?
What if that was 1-1? Oh, actually, it wasn't him because he was at like his body was at Winterfell, so never mind.
So like, the giant died pretty fast, honestly, and I'm glad Lyanna, was that one that like ended him. Like it was such a quick death for a giant. I thought he'd be a bigger threat, but he wasn't.
I mean, yeah, it's because like the White Walkers, like their weakness is that they could be huge, but if you just pinch them with like Dragonstone, they're gone.
Yeah.
Like that's it. That's their weakness. Overall, bro, crazy episode. Definitely like
I think-
top
I think
3
It was
episodes.
like
Maybe the best. It was so good. I'm
just
gonna watch
has
it again tomorrow.
Recency bias just has like as my favorite episode, but
Definitely the best, like from a cinematic perspective.
yeah, just I
It's
was-
Storytelling,
crazy that
I felt totally
they really
immersed.
topped Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah, I felt like I
Which
felt
is
completely
impressive.
immersed into that episode.
Yeah. What I just liked about this episode was that I had a feel that everyone could die. Like I genuinely didn't feel like,
Yeah.
oh, these people are safe. Like at any
And-
point, I was just like, dude,
Battle
This
of the
person could
Bastards, John's gonna
Like-
win that battle probably.
That is true. Yeah, yeah.
Like, you
This
know
episode-
the outcome. There's just so much unexpected.
I guess Battle of the Bastards had like more of a satisfying ending,
Yeah.
but this
Mhm.
one was like so much more like you were on the edge of your seat, you know, so
I mean,
much
this
more
one had a
plots and
satisfying ending
twists.
too.
It was
Yeah, it did,
satisfying,
but like it was kind of unexpected too, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
it was you're
the
on
reason why it felt different is because this is like the big climax of the show.
yeah.
Like, this whole like the White Walker stuff has been
was-
the overarching thing
Since
for the
episode
entire
one.
first
show.
scene of episode
Yeah.
1.
Yeah,
first
there's
scene
the
of
first
episode
scene.
one.
Yeah.
Mhm. Definitely,
It was a really good episode. Yeah.
bro. When I saw the dragons fighting, I was like, "That's all the budget right there.
Yeah.
That's where all the budget's
When,
going."
when like the shots of them like flying above the clouds, I was like, this looks better than any fucking movie I've ever seen.
Honestly,
Like,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what Cersei's gonna do. Like, they like with the the Night King having a dragon. I was like, dude, one of the dragons is gonna die. Like this is like having a dragon is big. But then Cersei, like, she has a lot of men. But like, do you think maybe she pulls up with like 10 scorpions or something? Scorpions are the things that kill the dragons, and then she just rains down on them, bro. I don't know. Something. She needs to do something, bro.
You said
No
that was,
elephants,
Like,
man.
when you said that was like 10 like little ass scorpions by a merchant
Yeah.
dragon, what are you talking about? I was
Bro.
like, what?
Bro, no, like she's got to do something. I'm sure she'll have something up her sleeve.
They'll
She's-
probably show next episode like a lot of like they showed a lot of Cersei in the preview, so they'll probably show like how she's preparing and all that.
Yeah.
They still have a lot of ships, and Daenerys has to like go there through the sea. That's at least they showed her going through sea. So
Mhm.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm scared. I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's a good wrap up to this episode of the podcast.
10 out of 10.
Then we the episode
10 out of
overall,
10,
I think,
definitely a
10
10.
out of 10.
Yeah.
I think we covered
Yeah.
basically everything we needed to talk about in this one. Yeah, I'm like almost at loss for words. It's still like still one of the best episodes I've seen.
Honestly though, this episode having like some deaths but not a lot makes me worried for the last war episode. Because like I
Yeah.
understand
Yeah,
that
they're
I understand that they
saving
need
them.
characters for the next war, but then after this war, it's like this is the end. You know, like they don't need
Yeah, so they could kill off
characters to
anybody.
go on.
Like,
So they
could
could
just be like,
really-
"Fuck it."
they could really just end them all.
Mhm.
So I just searched it up. You know, the first 2 episodes of the season were like in the 50s range, and they were just basically building up stuff. And this episode was like an hour and like 30. Next episode seems like it's gonna be building up for the second war, but it's 78 minutes long. So like a lot could go down.
I feel like
the
the secret is gonna come out or something. I don't know.
How much are each after this?
It's all 80.
Yeah, the next one is 78, and then the 2 after that are 80 each. So
Okay.
yeah.
We're getting, dude. What's gonna happen in all that time? Jesus Christ!
I don't know.
We already
man.
because we already got like reunions and good conversations between the people, right? And then
Yeah.
you can expect that the episode before last is just gonna be a big battle like this one. But then we have 2 episodes of 80 minutes long. What's gonna go down? I don't know.
Find
more.
out
Find out.
next time on Dragon Ball Z.
3 more.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's a good cut to this one. Apologies for not uploading on episode 2.
Episode 2.
You should have said that in the beginning because no one's gonna see this.
Last week was a really just not good week for us.
Yeah,
It was. We were all busy.
Deli was busy getting stomped by somebody in Mortal Kombat, or getting stomped by Cincy Wangster in 2K. That's why we couldn't
I
do
was
this
busy, I was
podcast.
busy playing Minecraft with Justin's brother. So,
Oh yeah. Well, that's okay. That makes sense.
It didn't work out.
At least that's a good reason.
If you're whoever you are, if you're watching the end of this, I feel like I should start I feel like one of these podcasts, I'm gonna drop like a $20 gift card somewhere at the end of the podcast, and then one of you
At the
guys is
end.
gonna win it because
Yeah,
snakes will
I was gonna say, I'd probably cash it in and be like, oh.
I'm watching I'm instantly going to that shit. Well, you might, like,
I'm about to put the fish in the middle so that none of y'all snakes get that shit.
I'm about to scrub fast as fuck. You ain't gonna get past me.
Yeah. So, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and subscribe. We're gonna get a gaming one in. We need to get a gaming one in.
Yeah, we should. We'll probably
should be the
record a
next
gaming one this
MK.
between.
This week.
I'm off Wednesday and Thursday this week, so like in Tuesday I only work like 6 a.m. to like 10 or
I
something.
think
So
I'm off Wednesday this week too.
I'm pretty good. I just got off midterm, so.
So
maybe
yeah,
maybe Tuesday night or Tuesday evening, something like that. Maybe
Yeah.
depending
we'll
on what
record
you're
a
doing.
gaming podcast in between this Game of Thrones upload and the next one. So
Oh yeah,
yeah. hmm
look for it Wednesday or Thursday.
Once again, like, subscribe, peep the other episodes if you haven't watched, and until
Like,
next time,
subscribe, follow my Pornhub account.
yes,
please.
do.
All right, I'm
Try to
leaving
get
now.
follow.
And until next time,
Get that free
we'll
email.
catch you guys later. Peace.
See ya. Peace out.